Wemby is probably the greatest rookie to ever enter the league. If it wasn't for the voting bias against first-year players, we would have seen him be an all-star. Defensive Player of the Year should have been his too. But throw all of those aside because there's a higher target. As soon as next year, Victor can be contending for MVP of the NBA. Despite his rookie campaign, Wemby had a slow start to the season that he had to grow through. He had a terrible month of November where he had a -12 net rating. He was shooting 43% from the field and 27% from three. The decision-making needed work too, as he averaged more turnovers, 3.1, to assists, 2.9. All the skills he flashed before the draft were there, it was all just incredibly inefficient. He was getting used to the NBA and his team was getting used to him. But he improved each month and ended up being the runaway favorite for Rookie of the Year, with a wild stat line of 21.4 points, 10.6 rebounds, 3.9 assists, 3.6 blocks, and 1.2 steals per game. He did all of that without even cracking the 30-minute per game mark. Wemby's impact was undeniable. He had a player efficiency rating of 23.1, which is the equivalent to a definite all-star level player. His net rating was a plus 2.1 post all-star break 2, correlating with his rise as the complete focal point on the Spurs. Defensively, he was a monster, pretty much unmatched by anyone else. There's a strong argument he should have won Defensive Player of the Year, despite having 10 years less experience than Gobert. Even then, placing second in voting is unheard of for a rookie. Wemby's unreal frame alone allows him to cover a huge area of the floor to provide high-level help defense and dip into the passing lanes. He led the league in block percentage and was in the 87th percentile for steals among centers. This aggressiveness was matched with discipline, as Wemby ranked in the 85th percentile for foul rates. But what really separates him from someone like Gobert is his movement. Victor is levels above him in terms of mobility and foot speed, definitely slower than guards, but enough speed and agility to complement his length and be able to be a switch defender. 20% of Victor's defensive minutes were spent on guards, and he held them to just 42% shooting. His ability to provide help for teammates and immediately recover his position to guard his own man is unreal. The Spurs allowed 8.5 fewer points when he was on the floor. He just seems to be everywhere at the same time. And then as a traditional rim protector, he's already one of the best. We mentioned his ability to move quick and provide help defense, which eliminates the effectiveness of off-ball cuts to the rim or when a teammate gets beat. As a result of his impact, opponents shot 10.7% worse at the rim against him. Opposing teams shot 3.4% more shots from long mid-range or three when Wemby was on the court. But individually, he has the potential to be even better. Opposing bigs frequently challenge him in the post. Wemby is rail thin and can easily get bullied, but because he has such a massive wingspan, he can strongly contest and block shots even right under the basket. This season, he got torched by hulking centers, but as Victor gets used to leveraging his positioning, that should not last long. And then of course, as a 7'4" freak athlete, we've seen him do unreal things on offense on a nightly basis. The most versatile 7-footer in the league, aside from Giannis, Wemby showed off the ability to play multiple roles. He excelled in the traditional ways expected from a center. He was a good pick and roll guy, obviously great in the dunker spot, and always open for a lob even if his teammates can't throw one. But besides the basic skill set, he has the ability to space the floor as well, which is becoming more valuable for true centers as small ball fives have become less effective. We just witnessed the Celtics demolish the playoffs with a 5-out system. But when Victor does have the ball is when you can see the future MVP trophies line up. Wemby is already showing flashes of elite 3-level scoring. His dribbling and shot creation, reminiscent of a lead guard, is what made him such a sought-after prospect. He has the perimeter game, pull-up jumpers, step-backs, and it all looks way more fluid than it should for a player his size. He connected on 39% of his pull-up threes and 46% on his step-back ones. But the ball handling also allows him to be a huge danger driving to the basket. We've seen him cross over his defender, do behind the back dribbles, and even a perfect sham god versus Gobert. Once he gets to the basket, his long reach and body control allows him to finish up, over, and around defenders, whether it's a soft lay or a massive dunk. We've seen bigs who are dominant scorers, just maybe not in the same way. And there's this key skill that separates the best from just the okay: passing. No matter how dominant the inside scoring is, a big man can be neutralized with a double team if his passing skills are poor. Embiid became a true one-of-one yearly MVP candidate when his passing improved. Jokic is unguardable because of his court vision. Wemby has become effective as a facilitator too. He's capable of handoffs and passing ahead in transition. He has become better at identifying cutters or guys on the perimeter when the defense helps. And those are all the simple reads you want your guys to make. And it's only year one for him. No matter how good he looked as a rookie, he was still just a rookie. Look at someone like Luka Doncic, already dominant in his first year, but just like the other first-year guys, he didn't reach his best self until year 3. This is the worst Victor will be, and improvement has been exponentially fast. From pre-All-Star to post-All-Star, he averaged 3 more points, 2 more rebounds, 2 more assists, and 1.3 more blocks per game, making the best out of a poor situation. He was on a team with guys who seemingly avoided passing him the ball at times. It took the team a good part of the year before playing Victor at the full-time center, and just as long to actually start a true point guard next to him instead of the weird Jeremy Sohan experiment. There's gonna be better teammates around him and more appropriate schemes, and he'll continue to become a better version of himself as the changes happen. Let me know what you think about the alien in San Antonio.